Everybody is seeking something. The seekers are seeking. Aparna, you can listen.
Yes, yes.
Sorry. Because your video or what, you look frozen, that's why.
No, that's because I'm not moving.
Oh, is it? मैं बोला क्या हो गया? Dubai down.
नहीं, आपने बोला था ना कि चुप रहो, ज्यादा हिलो डुलो मत.
One second. Yeah, Dubai is very cold. Morning it's must be
There is
around
fog
8.
here, Bhau.
So coming back to the subject, why I have written that they are not at all. See, every person in this universe, 100% of the people are seeking from him. Chahiye. The people, those who can give, are very few, but they are not there even in the 0.01 significance, because even a sage is trying to get from him. Okay, so when you are trying to get something, it is not unconditional. It is conditioned by want. Even a seeker, when he says, he is also, what is he saying? God give me love, God give me this, your devotion, something or the other he is saying. Whereas the answer is, his love and devotion, or his love, is universal in nature. Where is the question of saying give me? It exists, it flows.
Yeah.
But not being visible, they are always trying to say, I need to see it. The person who says I need to see it is at the end of the day still a seeker. And when you are a seeker, that means you cannot see it. It is not visible to you. And only because it is not visible would you like to seek it.
Oh, look who's here.
Who is there? Junior Senthil.
Okay. But how, if that is the case, then what about Viraha Bhakti then? Viraha is also constantly seeking for a glimpse or experience of Krishna, isn't it?
Seeing him in everything. Seeking and seeing are two separate words. Okay. The difference is the only word called K. In the seek, the word Krishna to be, you have to seek. Whereas in seeing, the K is already within you.
How beautiful! Very nice. I am never going to forget this. I am writing it down. Oh my God, this is beautiful.
So a seeker is always a person who is searching. That means he has not found. Even if he finds, he again loses, so he is to again find. Whereas a person who sees God in everything, he is already in God, isn't it? That he is already in K. So because he is already in K, there is no question of trying to find. You see God in everything, and that is the reason why these are very, very minuscule quantity of people. They can be counted on your fingertips. They don't even, every time when I open Google, it says you have used a 0.43% of your space and something. मेरा इसमें तो space ही पूरा खाली पड़ा रहता है. So those few, it cannot be even in percentage. It's so very, very, very minuscule quantity. So the people, those who can see God in everything, are the smallest of the quantity. And once when you see God, then there is no question of you trying to say, I don't know what am I supposed to do. See, till you don't know your agenda, what are you doing? You are saying, I want to see what is the agenda for me. I want to know what he wants from me. Isn't this how it is? And then once you see the agenda, then you give 100 reasons why you can't do it. The agenda is bang in front of your nose. It says you have to do this. And you have to do this without questioning it. But is anybody doing it without questioning? No. I think everybody will say, ना, कि यार मेरे को है ना इसमें तकलीफ है, मेरे को उसमें तकलीफ है, ये मैं नहीं कर सकता, वो मैं नहीं कर सकता. or at least there will be complaints. Complaints का मतलब क्या है कि you know, if I have to do this, then I need this. कोई भी काम करने का रहेगा, कभी किचन में जाने के बाद जैसे हम लोग बोलते हैं ना, अरे तड़का मारने के लिए वो जीरा किधर है, जीरा किधर है, you know it is there somewhere, but you don't know where to seek. So you are trying to find here. तभी तक वो पूरा गर्म होके गया रहता है, और हम लोग we are giving 99% of that. 100% का मतलब क्या है, पूरा प्रिपरेशन सब जगह पे, सब परफेक्टली, and then you are just working in clockwork precision. To be a perfect tool means your boss need not keep an eye on you. Correct? And you are delivering 100% results. Yeah, that's what I have written. Did you see? Okay. So you need not be monitored. This is the word I have used, monitored. So thinking, if you look at it, only when you need, monitoring or supervision, that means God has to take away his mind from somewhere else, I know you may say he doesn't have a mind. No, he has a mind. We will read about it over here very soon. In all the, I am the mind, he will tell you. So he is also the mind, and he has to take away the mind from you. But if you give him a chance, but you are up to some mischief. मतलब किसी ने कोई शॉर्ट किए, ये बराबर नहीं है, वो बराबर नहीं है, तो उसको है ना, वो अभी खिचड़ी बना रहा है, उसमें है ना नमक ही नहीं है, तो उसको है ना टेस्ट करके बोलते हैं अच्छा इसमें नमक डालो. So supervision is required. But why does a person need supervision? Why does he need constant reminders time and again? देखो तुमने तुम्हारा ड्यूटी करना चाहिए. You understand? It's only when you are finished, that is at the end of that is why he says when they die, when they finish their sojourn on earth, that they come to me. That's the line that he has written. Where is he written? Where are we actually? Chapter what?
Chapter
124.
No, I have another book today.
Yeah, we have to start chapter 724.
Okay. 7 and 24.
I think in your book, page 75, how?
22. कहाँ गया? Yes, this is what he says. In the very last birth of all the births, 19.
Yeah.
The enlightened person worships me by realizing that all this is God. Such a great soul is very rare indeed. So what explanation I have given to you is about this person. So what happens is, even in the 0.01% of people, those who are the sages, they are still asking him for devotion, their love, their everything. They're keeping on asking him. In that, there would be one person who is not asking, who is just doing what he is supposed to do, as if he is the most perfect machine that God has created. No supervision required, no oiling required, nothing. He's just delivering results without caring for any supervision. And he is a perfect deliverer, the person who delivers perfectly. And that, we can say, is called the Son of God. Okay? So he is saying, such an enlightened person, in the very last of all births, in that person's case, that is the last of his birth. This enlightened person worships me by realizing all this is God. Then he is doing his duty to everybody in the universe. Now, in a CSR initiative, we are basically looking at something to be delivered, isn't it?
That's right.
And deliverables also.
Yes.
Here there is nothing like that. You are just doing. I mean, you are not even going and asking, "Mera job kya hai?" It's a service to see God in everything and deliver for everybody. A person like Sai Baba doesn't do bhed bhav. Correct? He doesn't have biases. So either there is a Muslim or a Hindu or a Christian or anybody sitting in front of him. Does it matter to him? His love is flowing equally in all directions. And he's delivering whatever that he is supposed to deliver equally to everybody. Now, such a person is very rare indeed. That is what he says. Such a great soul is very rare indeed. You know, हम लोग वो फिगर निकाले थे 7 billion, 7,000, 7 people. Imagine this is not even one. Okay, now where are we, or is there any other question? Padma, you can also ask. Padma is sitting on the side. So tomorrow I think I'll make some other arrangement of sitting somewhere else so she can also be. Where are we? 23, huh? 23, no? Okay. Senthil, you have something, huh? Yeah. That is verse 22, is it? Okay, 21 and 21 also. Whatever celestial form a devotee chooses to worship with reverence, I stabilize the faith of that particular devotee in that form. Endowed with such faith, he worships that particular deity and obtains through him without doubt his desired enjoyments, as enjoyed by myself, as ordained by myself. That is the one? Okay. I understood your question, so I will just answer it for you. See, here the thing which you are asking for is how to recognize the form, isn't it? First and foremost, what are we actually seeking? We are not seeking what is called as a form. All right. If you go backwards and see, on this earth there are forms. So we have gods with forms, right? After gods with forms, we have the formless to reach. Correct? So wherever we are praying, actually what we are doing is we are using the material worldly forms. Say for example, you are looking at say Ganesha, Shiva, or Vishnu, or Lakshmi, or Jesus, or whatever, these are forms. They have taken a shape. So we are praying to them. But he says whatever that you are praying to them is actually reaching him also. Right? Now, what happens over there is, but there is a small issue which comes up. When we are praying to such forms, now let us say I am praying to Lakshmi or Saraswati. At the end of the day, Lakshmi or Saraswati are still going to ask you the question, what do you want? Correct? Now you are praying to Lakshmi and she is anyway going to ask you a question, what do you want? Now can you tell Lakshmi, I want the divine love for Krishna, or can you ask her this question? Lakshmi will say, कितना पैसा मांगता है बोलो. सरस्वती बोलेगी, what education do you want? What kind of knowledge do you want? Tell me. Now, you think she can offer you something like that? Something greater than that? No, it's a limitation that she has, isn't it? So the form is having its limitations. Now, if you go to a Shiva or a Vishnu is going to talk about sustenance. So there is still a limitation, correct? Now, for that reason, we are taking a small Aparna. Saturday's small precursor is here. Precursor means the question which sent the last, I have to give the answer.
Yeah.
So the form which we are looking at, if you read the Bhagavad Gita, he says there is an answer in this where he says he loves to see this particular form with 4 arms and so on and so forth. Has he mentioned this over here or no?
Yeah.
So if he doesn't want to see that massive form of his, he is getting scared of it. So what does he want to see? He wants to see a benevolent form. So the form which Krishna also recommends is, why not go for the form which is very, very calming, good to look at, peaceful, quiet. You can see love in that form. So he is recommending a form. The recommendation is my 4-armed form. Try to look into that. So what are the things that are there? For the worshipper of Krishna, they can see this form. But this form is also going to ask you the same. He is going to ask you, so what do you want? So the answer to what do you want is, I want devotion from you. Isn't that? Basically, I need to be devoted to you. Correct enough? So please kindly grant me devotion so that I am completely devoted to you. The problem lies again over there. You can only be a devotee. That is in the 0.01%. Okay? So then what do you require? So the form that you require is the one that I have introduced all of you to. The form is called Radha Krishna. It is about unconditional love. Okay? This form is unconditional love. It is his own split up entity. Now I have put up 2 updates. In the second update I have said this. So it's indirectly I am saying over there that Krishna has to split himself up into a multiple. Then only he can experience it. But suppose if you were to give that, which is called unconditional love, without seeking anything, it is just love, plain love. That is what when Aparna asked me the question, I answered her just now, that I have to be that tool where I am only delivering and seeing God in everything. That is the highest form that I can worship, which is called the Radha Krishna form. But again there is a small gap over there. The Radha Krishna form is about unconditional love. It's about devotion. The shortage over there is, how do I overcome this material world over here? It's not possible. It's not possible. So what do I do? I am in no way able to overcome the material world. At the end of the day, so then how do I reach unconditional love? It is impossible to reach, correct? So yesterday when I was giving the example of Shivaji, he gave one answer. The answer is given by his guru. His guru says, think as if you are doing this job for me. Now in the material world you don't see anything anywhere. Even if I try to tell you there is a Radha Krishna, what form are you going to look at? It is still a defective form. So that is the reason why Shivaji takes the shoes of his, that is Padukas, of his Guru and keeps them on the throne and rules on his behalf. So you have to have this consideration. And how will the king rule now? See, he has kept these Padukas on the throne. So how will the king rule now? How will Bharata rule? He will rule as if he is the boss over there, isn't it? And in perfect synchronicity, isn't it? He is definitely going to say, I will see that everybody is taken care of, right? And that is why Shivaji is considered as a very great king, a Chhatrapati. A Bharata is considered as a very great brother of Sri Ram. Imagine for 14 years taking care of the kingdom or his brother and not even sitting on it. It's a very great thing, isn't it? And at the end of 14 years, he is not like Duryodhana. He is offering the kingdom back to him. And that too, the kingdom has grown. It's not a small one. You know, transition of power is the most difficult thing from one to another. Think about it. Transition of power. You understand this? You see, one chief minister goes and another chief minister comes. And the other chief minister will always, there was the joke which I used to tell you, no? One super boss resigns and goes away. And then another person becomes a MD of that company. So before going, this new MD, new incumbent, is asking the old outgoing person, do you have any advice for me? So he says, yes, I have an advice. I have written it down in the 2 envelopes that I have kept it. So he says, okay, can I open and see? So he says, no. No, you cannot open and see. Huh? So what is that? He says, you see, the first one, the first envelope, you can open when you are in trouble. Okay? And the second envelope, you can open where you are in deep trouble. Okay? So he says, fine. And then they shake hands and they go away. And the company is doing well. After some time, the company goes through a big financial crisis. There is a problem in the company. So he says, I think now is the time to open the first envelope. So he opens the first envelope. Okay. So when he opens the first envelope, it is written, if you are not able to deliver the results, blame, the environment and every other thing. This is, you can say, that there were no good rains. The problem was with the crops and this and that and every other thing. Okay. So, okay. So he says, okay, now I have to do this. And he then blames the whole world about it. There is this problem, there is this problem. Then things start working well. And then it is said there is another great crisis which he is not able to recover from. So he says, now I think it's a time to open the second envelope. So he opens the second envelope. In that is written, when things go terribly wrong, blame your predecessor. So he says, oh my God, this is terrible. And there is a postscript written. Keep 2 envelopes ready. So I think you understand the joke. But the idea about this is that, see, I have twisted the joke, okay? The bottom line is mine. So, because this joke is something which we had done in our college days, when I was doing I think after that. So, the idea is this, that it's always a blame game. Why do you need a blame game? Here we are talking about an entity to whom we are supposed to give an unconditional love. We are not supposed to give reasons. So the entity which these people look at is within them only, in the form of their guru, and outside it is the form of the guru. So they take instructions from him. So Shivaji took instructions from him. If you remember, I think Aparna may remember, Shivaji's Kula Devata is the one we had gone to visit, called Tulsa
Bhavani.
Yes, that is in a place called Tulsapur. We visited it late in the night. Correct. So Tulsa Bhavani is the person, is his Kula Devata. But Tulsa Bhavani is far away. How do you represent her? So when he meets his Guru Ramdas, so he takes his Padakrama, that is basically Padukas, and then he keeps them on the throne and rules the kingdom. So this is the techniques of coming to the perfect conclusion. Alright? And then you will rule in perfect way. That means you are actually becoming a great tool. So after 14 years when Ram returned, when Sri Ram returns, he finds the kingdom Harabhara. Okay? There is no problem. There is everything going on quite well. So then he can take charge of it. Alright? So that is the answer. आगे चलूं? Where is it? Now you said 23, right? Okay. Oh, 23 we finished, is it? Okay. Not knowing my supreme nature, unsurpassable and undecaying, the ignorants believe me, who are the Supreme Spirit, beyond the reach of mind and senses, and the embodiment of truth, knowledge and bliss, to have assumed a finite form, the birth as an ordinary human being. Okay? This is also a part of your answer. It's given over there. See, hardly anybody understands that he is there on earth. His existence is ever hidden. It is not visible to anybody. Why is it not visible? It's because the grandeur and the glory associated with God, G-O-D, is not visible anywhere. Okay? We think God is there to create miracles. Everything is a miracle. See, even this day-to-day eating food, breathing, sleeping, getting up, everything is a miracle. Yet we don't think it is a miracle. It is our small thinking which doesn't allow us to think that life is a miracle. Miracle means we are seeking extraordinary things. That means instead of eating 1200 kilocalories, you think that eating 1,20,000 kilocalories will be the miracle. I'm sorry, that is not true. You are not in a position to go in for so many calories. Or let us say, for example, you are used to drinking 5 liters of water. And if you are supposed to drink 5,000 liters of water, what is going to happen to you? There is a problem, isn't it? That means there is a defect in the system. So you better be a fish, then. Why you want to be a human? So God has made perfectly somebody meant for that purpose, isn't it? So then why do you think that you are not a miracle? You see, you are right in the right place. Correct? Absolutely perfect in that if you consider this entire world as a jigsaw puzzle, aren't you in the right, piece in the jigsaw puzzle? It's only when you consider yourself as the right piece in the jigsaw puzzle that you will start giving importance to your identity. Otherwise, you will always think very short of yourself. मेरे से ये नहीं होता, मेरे से वो नहीं होता, मैं ये नहीं कर सकता, मैं वो नहीं कर सकता. No, you are a perfect piece in the perfect slot. You are there for a certain purpose. Your destiny is driving you over there. Then what makes you think you are not the right person there? Isn't the destiny put you over there? Yes. The thing is, you can definitely keep on blaming the whole world for it. Our job is to blame, so we keep on blaming. But no, if you are the right piece in the right place at the right time, that means God has completely determined that you are that perfect piece there. So understanding this, that you are the miracle, don't seek miracles, because everything is perfect in its place. To make such a universe work in clockwork precision is a very, very great thing, and we need to appreciate it. So he says, I am incognito. Nobody knows me for this reason, because at the end of the day, they are still seeking grand stuff from me. They are thinking that, I will be having from my eyes something coming, from my nose something, with the previous form which he says, I have so many million heads, so many hands, so many this, so many that. We all expect a form like that. It is the foolishness of Arjuna which makes him look for a Virat Swarup. Why are we seeking Virat Swarup? Can we not see perfection in the form in front of us? We see it is because of inadequacies of Arjuna that Krishna has to keep on trying to convince him. If Arjuna was the best tool, we would not have Gita. Correct? But Arjuna is serving the purpose. Understand? So Arjuna is the right tool. You see the whole point. Now because we have to get the teachings, then Arjuna has been given these defects, so that Krishna can explain to him. And if Krishna can explain to him and the teachings can come down to us, that means God has perfectly programmed Arjuna. Now think about it. One sec, somebody is trying to ping me. One moment. Okay. So, coming back to this understanding that Krishna's visibility, being invisible, though he is very much there, but invisible to this material world for a very simple reason, है लेकिन दिखता नहीं है. क्यों दिखता नहीं है? आंख नहीं है लोगों को. People don't have those eyes. Arjuna's reason for being there was Arjuna was given those specific eyes. You remember? In one of the verses he says, I give you this vision. Arjuna is you. You can also get this vision. But can you see me in everything? So that is the reason why in the previous verse he says that this sage sees me in everything. So that means everything is a miracle. So then now think about it. If everything is a miracle, that means the things that I think which are causing me trouble, are they not a part of my build-up? Of course it is. Who says it is not? I mean, think about it. You call it trouble. But it is a program. You are following a program. And the program is perfect in its place. So if you think it is trouble, it is going to be trouble. I have always appreciated the answers given by Kunti. Kunti says, Krishna, give me a birth where I have only trouble so that I can only call your name. See, that is her sweetness. She says these words. It means very simply this, that I will recognize the troubles equal to calling out your name. It's a very great boon to ask for. Now, this particular, my supreme nature, not knowing my supreme nature. Now I think you get an idea how his supreme nature is. To see him in everything. Remove the K from the seek. Then it will be see him in everything. Right? When you see him in everything, you will understand his supreme nature. That means even if you are logging into the internet, it is a very great thing. You breathing is a very great thing. You have to see God in everything, isn't it? Now just now let us say something happens by virtue of which now like Brito went and came back. Okay. Now if Brito thinks, I'm just using Brito, okay. If Brito thinks, oh my God, I missed. Well, why do you think? You are programmed like that. You are not supposed to listen to those words. So you had to go out. Because your service is required in another direction. And you came back again. So now you are required. If you can accept all these things as is basis, जैसे है वैसे, and keep on doing what God is telling us to do, then it is a perfect way of looking at God in everything. He is unsurpassable and undecaying. In our world, how does the God, how does Krishna remain? He decays very slowly. You know how he decays? The moment something doesn't happen to us, the thing that we say, na, मेरे से ये अन्याय क्यों कर रहे हैं? You know, when we call God with all names, you are mean, you are this, you are that. Oh, that means he is decaying, don't you see? See, even in your house, there are certain fruits, like a banana. Now the banana starts developing those black, spots. And then after some time it decays, isn't it? Then you don't feel like eating it after some time because it is completely gone bad. Here, why do you think he is decaying? It is your small mind which tells you that, oh, I had asked for this and he couldn't give me. That means you still have a demand, isn't it? That is the reason why I said the seekers are seeking. The sage is still not up to the mark. Correct? The reason is because they are still working for, can I have this, can I have this, can I have this, can I have this? No, can I have this? Start be a delivering, deliverable and deliver results. Stop asking. You have been given everything. Just go and do your duties. That's it. So then you will find that it is undecaying. Unsurpassable, nobody can surpass him. That is known. The ignorance believe me, who am the Supreme Spirit, beyond the reach of mind and senses. Now when we say, I am not able to see God, is beyond your mind and senses also. Or you think that God is some block of black stone somewhere. That is also wrong, because he is not a block of black stone somewhere with one hand like this and one hand this way. No, I'm sorry. That is your idea about him. He is in everything. So if you look at it, he is there even in your computer. Yet to find him is impossible because you need those eyes. Why do you need eyes when I am telling you directly? He is in everything. He is everywhere. Why are you trying to seek him in something? Know that you are keeping his shoes on the throne and doing the duty, right? Then you don't have to bother about it. You are doing it perfectly. So then that is, so he is not beyond your mind and senses. He can be, he can be seen through your senses. He can be understood through your senses and your mind as well. So everything that your senses are locking onto, consider it to be him alone. Okay? And the embodiment of truth, knowledge and bliss, Sat Chit Ananda. He is considered as Sat Chit and Ananda. Alright? There is no such thing as happiness or sadness. Happiness is on one side, sadness is on one side. And when we move from being sad to happy and from happy to sad, no, you are still seeking extremities. You have to be centered. And the centering is called bliss. That means even in the material world there is a happiness. You are not overly happy person. You know it is there. When you are sad, you know the sadness is there, nothing, but it's an opposite of happiness. Correct? So we keep on swinging from here to there, to there, to there, to there. No, don't bother about it. Center yourself. There is neither happiness nor unhappiness. There is neither good nor bad. So this one is full of bliss. It is full of the goodness of truth. God is all about truth, isn't it? He is telling you the truth. He is telling you, देखो ऐसा ऐसा करना है. But when we question him, when we are trying to say, why do I have to do this? Suppose you are working for a particular company and then you keep on saying, I don't feel nice about doing this job. I feel that I got to do this and I got to do that. Okay, so who is telling you that? No. You have to do that as well because you are in that place right now. So you have to do it. And when it is time, God will call you. This is what he wrote in that. The yogi, when he comes to me, he will only come to me when his time is over. Okay? In the very last of all births, the enlightened person worship me by realizing all this is God. So you see, this verse is important. You have to know it. It tells you that to become such an enlightened soul, you got to see God in everything. And once you see God in everything, then everything is Satchidananda. Understood? Sat, Chit and Ananda. Everything is truth, knowledge and bliss. The knowledge means the knowing that God is everywhere. Right? This is the knowledge. And seeing him in everything, including your own self. Why don't discount yourself? You are his greatest tool. Okay, I said tool. Alright? To become a devotee is very easy, boss. See, to be devoted to him is becoming very easy. Right? Unconditional love, very difficult. So, but you can still surpass that and become a person with unconditional love. But to see him in everything, that becomes very difficult. So that is the last, and that is where we got to reach. So seeing him in everything, you will find the Sat, Chit and Ananda all together in one place. To have assumed a finite form through birth is an ordinary human being. He has taken birth. But do you know about it? No. Because you are still thinking that he is not there. You are still visualizing a form. Some artist somewhere has drawn, some person has sculpted, somebody has made some form, So you are trying to seek a form in a paper. Okay, you're trying to see a form in a small clay idol, or you are trying to see a form in a metal idol. You know, in Christianity they say you do not worship an idol. Don't be an idol worshipper. Meaning of this is, see me in everything. What is this trying to think that I am in some idol? Yes. No, I am without limitations. Don't try to seek me in an idol. Otherwise you will become idol. Okay, then it is very easy to become tamasic in nature. Idol, ideally. Very simple. No. But you can seek me in everything and become ideal. Again, the ideal form of worship is, I am in everything. You can worship me in that. Now again, I will give you a small idea about worship. If there is a person who is good to look at, is nice at heart, speaking to you nicely, then what kind of worship you will do? You will see God in that person and be nice to that person. That is your worship. But if there is a very ferocious person, a dog type of a creature, or somebody who is spewing venom at you, do you think you are supposed to worship that person? Yes, you can worship by staying far away from him. Yes, not avoid. Then stay far away from him. That person is like Narasimha avatar. You can't go near a lion and man avatar. You have to see him from far and say, hello, how are you, sir? I don't even say hello. Because if he looks at you, he is going to like that at you. So better not even provoke him. You just see from far, go and walk away from them. But we have what is called as a herd mentality. You know herd mentality? Huh? Yeah. So the 100 people are following. अच्छा वहाँ क्या है तो everybody wants to go and see. कुछ नहीं होता है. Okay. Right. वहाँ पे क्या होता है? What happens in that place? You have stampede. Okay. Then you say, when somebody had gone for this darshan, 100 people died. And finally they blame God. God, they had come to see you and yet you killed them. What they don't seem to understand is God is in everything. Personally, I don't go to temples on dates which are very, very, वहाँ पे गर्दी रहेगा बहुत गर्दी रहेगा उस दिन मैं नहीं जाता हूँ टेम्पल को कोई भी. For what reason do I need to stand in a queue for 20 hours and then take a quarter-second darshan? No need. You can go on any other day. And suppose there is an auspicious day, like the birth of that particular person or whatever. Can you not seek him in another place? Of course you can seek him in another place. You can seek him in your heart also. So many a times, there is a problem when there is an unconditional love doesn't exist. Let us say, for example, unconditional love by definition. Husband and wife and husband both say to each other, I have unconditional love for you. Okay, my birthday is next week. मेरे को क्या लाके देने वाला है? ये तुमको लगता है unconditional love है? ये तो condition है. I have unconditional love for you. Now tell me what you are going to buy for my birthday. And the husband says, I was thinking that I will go to work and then I'll come 2 hours earlier and then maybe we can go for a movie. And the wife will give him a dirty stare and say, what nonsense are you talking? I thought that we are going to go out for some holiday somewhere. No. My boss has told me, on that day I have a very important meeting. Where is the unconditional love? There is no unconditional love. At that time, the woman is going to curse not only you, your boss and every other person in the company. Okay? वो गाली पे गाली देने वाली है. फिर उसके बाद लास्ट डे को Fortunately, you come not 2 hours, but you come half a day early. I got picture tickets and I have this and I have that. And then you say, this is, a platinum diamond ring, a platinum and a diamond ring. तो ये क्या तुम उसको लाच दे रहे हो? लाच बोलेगा तो ब्राइब दे रहे हो. And then she will say, oh very nice ring. इसका बाकी का किधर गया? मतलब बाकी का क्या था? वो नेकलेस कान में का और हाथ में का. ये अनकंडीशनल लव है अपना. So you understand, this is the funny part of our life. There is no conditional, there is no unconditional love. But here God is telling you, I need this unconditional love. Because I am all about Sat, Chit and Anand. Now I am born as a human being. Do you know where I am? It is impossible to know where he is. Okay? It's the very difficult thing for a person to realize where he is. Because he has come completely like a very ordinary human being. Alright? One day I was told these words. You are a very ordinary human being. I wish I had the Gita at that time to throw it on that person's face. I'm joking, huh? Veiled by my Yoga Maya, divine potency. I am not manifest to all. Hence these ignorant folks fail to recognize me, the unborn and the imperishable supreme deity, and they consider me with birth and death. It is my Yoga Maya. It is my divine potency that I have covered myself. I am not visible to anybody. When you look at me, you are going to see a very, very ordinary human being. An ordinary human being who roams around like any other person. Eats, drinks, has his own follies like any other person. Will say, oh my God, I'm feeling hurt. Now, even your own friend or your relative or your wife or your children or your whoever that is around you, can you see any Krishna in anybody? No. Because all those people look like ordinary people. So how do you recognize this great person in an ordinary person? It's a very tough thing for us. एक तो अपने को दूरबीन नहीं है. We don't have a telescope, we don't have a microscope. We don't know, like Tej does DNA analysis, अपने को DNA analysis of Krishna नहीं है. Because there is no data available from the past of Krishna DNA. है क्या? नहीं है. तो उसको ढूंढेगा कैसा? Reminds me of a very old song. ढूंढो ढूंढो रे साजना, ढूंढो रे साजना. ऐसा. हम तो ढूंढते रह जाते हैं because we don't know where to search for. He's become like an ordinary person and he roams around the streets like that. Why? Because he's covered himself up. And is not manifest to all. That means when he says these words, I'm not manifest to all, there's a catch over there. He says, I'm manifest to few. So why not be one amongst those few? Hence these ignorant folks fail to recognize me. They fail to recognize me. They think I am not there only. Why? Because I am unborn. And I am imperishable supreme deity. I am actually the unborn. I cannot be born again and again. So I have to take birth. Do I really have to take birth? No. The thing that he says, I take bodies. He has never said that he has taken birth. I am taking birth just now. ऐसा करके नहीं बोलता वो. He assumes bodies. Assumes bodies. Alright? Assuming body means मेरे में भूत आया और फिर भूत को उतार दिया. समझ में आया? They say that there is a devil which has come in him, and then we call the exorcist, he'll do, and the devil goes away. That is called assuming bodies. You understood? Right. You see, I told you all some 1 month ago to, if you can see, there is a movie called Silver Linings Playbook. In that, he has a bipolar disorder. Do you know about bipolar disorders? If you don't know, Google and see. Google.
Extreme behavior.
Yes. So at such times you wonder, why does he have extreme behavior? At the end of the movie, you will understand he has extreme behavior because he has to meet his heroine. If he did not have extreme behavior in the beginning, he would be continuing with the wife who cheats him. Okay? But in the end, you come to know that both this hero and the heroine, that is the new girl and the hero, both have bipolar disorders. Okay? When you have funny eyes, you can see funny-eyed people only. कभी सोचा है? You see, वो अमिताभ बच्चन और जया बच्चन के जैसा नहीं होता है. एक 6 फुट और एक 2 फुट, ऐसा नहीं होता है. You actually search out the person of your choice. Actually, they are also the right choice. Hey, right choice, baby. So, but we seek out the right choice in our world. Why? And how do these two people come together? No idea, sir. But in retrospection, you will come to know it was a perfect plan. Got it? In retrospection, बहुत बरस के बाद कभी सोचते हैं हम बैठ के, हमारी रिटायरमेंट आ गई है, अब मेरे सोचने का टाइम है, ऐसा पैर ऊपर डाल के बैठ. Padma was telling me since a long time, why don't you keep your legs on top and sit? तो मैं बोलने वाला था मेरा रिटायरमेंट का टाइम आ गया है लगता है, लेकिन आप लोग रिटायर होने नहीं देते ना, तो मेरे को करना पड़ेगा. So here the thing is to seek him in everything, to see him in everything, so he doesn't take a birth the way you look at it. जैसे कि है ना, प्रोडक्शन लाइनअप चालू है, बोला है हम लोग है ना कोको कोला के बॉटल भर रहे हैं, और बीच में अच्छा ये नेक्स्ट बॉटल है ना उसमें ऑरेंज भरना भाई, और फिर कोक चालू रखना, ऐसा थोड़ी है. It's not, you can't have one bottle suddenly in the middle. So he has to assume a form and looks like any other Coca-Cola ka bottle. Understood? Physical appearances looks like any other normal physical appearance. Got it? But there is nothing like कि उसका कोई form अलग है. Suppose you are a Coke bottle, he also looks like a Coke bottle with exact replication like you. It will have the cork, it will have the brown color liquid in it. It is always going to be, chipped in certain places, maybe if the bottles are like that. Okay. And it will always have an expiry date, and it will always have a date of manufacture and the price written on it. India में होता है, US में नहीं होता है. But उसके ऊपर expiry date है. So you will say, oh God, this God is supposed to be imperishable, और इसके ऊपर expiry date लिख के आ गया. That is wrong. See, we are expecting miracles. No, he has come as a normal person. Why are you thinking he doesn't have expiry date on him? So he is going to have his सर्दी, खांसी, मलेरिया, लवेरिया सब होने वाला है ना उसको कि नहीं? तो होने ही वाला है. किसने बोला नहीं होएगा? So उसको सब कुछ होता है. उसके लाइफ में टेंशन भी आएगा. Oh my God, मैं क्या करूं, मेरा एग्जाम में मैं फेल होएगा, ऐसा भी लगता है. And he prays to God also, by the way. So when he prays to God, he says, ये God नहीं हो सकता है. Why will he pray to God? Why will God pray to God? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would stand in the temple of Jagannath Puri and look at his own image and go mad. In his image, you know why he was going mad? Okay, because his body was Radha and he was Krishna. And he is trying to look at that Krishna and think, where is he gone? So he's losing the madness was still trying to seek, where is my Krishna? Where is my Krishna? Sir, you are Krishna. No, where is my Krishna? Where is my... But you are Krishna. You still don't find him. I mean, that's a very funny thing which is, I'll take on Saturday. Okay. But this is what it is. Seeking him in everything, knowing he is ever perfect, there is no defects in him, and yet seeing him in a normal human being is the most impossible thing for any human being to go through. But then where do you find him there? Okay. वो पाटिया लेके भी नहीं आता है ना, उसके पास विजिटिंग कार्ड भी नहीं है, आई एम श्री कृष्णा फ्रॉम द गोलोका वृंदावना, ऐसा करके वो विजिटिंग कार्ड सबको देते नहीं फिरता है. तो उसको एक तो सबसे पहले ढूंढना बहुत मुश्किल है. बट एनीवे you will find him if you can see him in everything. See, Arjuna, I know all beings past as well as present, may even those that are yet to come, but none devoid of faith and reverence know me. Devoid of faith and reverence. मैं तेरा अगला पिछला मेरे पास पूरा डेटाबेस है, डोंट वरी अबाउट इट. अच्छा, अभी मैं पूछता हूँ, आपके पास मेरा डेटाबेस है? नहीं है ना, क्योंकि अपना डेटाबेस इज अ करप्टेड फाइल, फुल ऑफ करप्शन. समझ में आया? नहीं समझा, जाने दो. हाँ, बोला आप डेटाबेस निकालने का जरूरी नहीं है, अपना एंडलेस डेटाबेस है, लेकिन तुम्हारा लिमिटेड डेटाबेस है. लिमिटेड डेटाबेस बिकॉज यू आर बॉर्न एंड देन यू डाई. हाँ, पेरिशेबल गुड्स. So I am born and I died. Maybe I can say I died and then who is talking? Ghost is talking. I was born and I died. समझ में आया? अभी ये हो गया ब्रूस विलिस. See, देखो ये सब मूवीज बहुत काम में आते हैं मेरे, इसीलिए मैं मूवीज देखता हूँ. और अगर हम लोगों ने उधर गोलोक वृंदावन टाइप का कोई तो भी बनाया है ना होटल, तो वो होटल में अपन एक है ना थिएटर जरूर लगाएंगे. 70 mm स्टीरियोफोनिक साउंड, ये वो पता नहीं क्या क्या, एंड वॉच 3D and 4D and 5D movies also. And you better be ready after that with a book in hand, question and answers.
So 3D मूवी देखने के लिए आप दिव्य दृष्टि में वो 3D ग्लासेस दोगे ना?
हाँ, मेरे पास तो डबल ग्लासेस है. ग्लासेस पे ग्लासेस, मतलब एक तो ऑलरेडी मेरे को आधा दिखता है, तो इसलिए नजदीक ऐसा आना पड़ता है. बोला क्या है, अपना नियर विजन भी नहीं है, फार विजन भी नहीं है. You know why? There is a very funny thing which I don't know whether you understand. A person has to wear near vision, the one who has a problem with far vision. मालूम है तुमको? अपने को रिवर्स करना पड़ता है देखने के लिए.
शॉर्ट साइड.
हाँ, तो शॉर्ट साइड बोलते हैं, लॉन्ग साइड बोलते हैं.
लॉन्ग साइड.
And then we have something which is called reading glasses. Yesterday I saw a Padma, doing antics. I saw. It was so funny to see her, she's taking the phone close and then taking his mask. You buy glasses for yourself. Reading glasses. Okay, this is the third problem with our vision. और उसके बाद और एक ग्लास लगाने का सोचो कि मैं और एक लगा के बैठा हूँ 3D देखने के लिए. उससे अच्छा सब निकाल के आंख बंद करके बैठने का तो सब दिखता है फिर. So that what does it mean? To close your eyes to the material world and yet see him in everything. Now, this is the funny part which we got to look at. Why not see him in everything? So Arjuna, I know everything that is from the past to the present to the future. मतलब स्टार वॉर्स 1 से लेके स्टार वॉर्स 10 तक मालूम है, और माइनस स्टार वॉर्स भी मालूम है. प्रीक्विल का भी है ना. You know, we have always seen sequel बोलते हैं ना उसको. मतलब 1, 2, 3, 4. स्टार वॉर 1, स्टार वॉर 2, मतलब this one. अभी I saw one movie called Hobbit. Okay. Now Hobbit के पहले क्या था? प्रीक्विल का प्रीक्विल क्यों नहीं है? उसका प्रीक्विल क्यों नहीं है? तो माइनस माइनस में जाने का ना. I think we should give these people an idea. In a Star Wars, we can go backwards now and come to the present age and then again start going backwards. Back to the future. So the idea is that Krishna cannot be having a prequel and a sequel and all that. No. It's like he's the endless. So knowing him to be endless, that is very, very. Yes, he's endless by nature. No beginning, no end. So, but that is the reason why he knows our past, boss. समझ लो. बस आगे भी है, पीछे भी है, सब पूरा प्रोड्यूसर डायरेक्टर सब वही है. इसीलिए उसको पास्ट और प्रेजेंट तुम्हारा मालूम है. करेक्ट. लेकिन अपने को उसका पास्ट और प्रेजेंट तो नहीं मालूम है. And past or present of the near and dear ones, don't try to find. Because there will be too many skeletons in the past. And you may be a dead body in the future. Yeah. So, समझ में आया? So like that. So, but how do you know him? You can know him with only one thing, which is called faith. You remember the word which we have been always saying, have faith, have faith, have faith. Again the word has come in. Maybe the writer knows that you must have again forgotten about it. So he has again told you, faith, listen to me. Word is faith. Yeah, I know about it. What is faith? Faith has to be unshakable. Unshakable मतलब थोड़ा सा प्रॉब्लम आया तो अपना फेथ भी है ना उसके जैसे डिगी 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 होता है. कोई जरूरी नहीं है. No earthquakes in the faith. Very unshakable. So he says only those who have faith and reverence, they revere me as single pointedly, isn't it? Only they will know me. So now you see an ordinary person. Okay. और उसको जाके पूछा तू कृष्णा है? तो उसने बोला हाँ बेटे, आई विल हैव फेथ इन यू. हाँ, मेरे को $1 million देगा क्या? तो मेरे पास $1 million वर्थ ऑफ फेथ रहेगा. ऐसा नहीं है. तो मतलब तुमको कुछ मिलेगा तो तुम्हारा फेथ आएगा, ऐसा नहीं. Faith is eternal. You got to have it without getting anything. Okay. So faith has to be, no political parties over here to change. Okay. Just because last time Lakshmi ने मेरे को दिया था, उसके पास में जाके आया. अभी कृष्णा और लक्ष्मी का काम तो खत्म हो गया, अपने पास है ना अभी बहुत है. अभी एक काम करते, मेरे बेटे को देना ना. कृष्णा बोलते हैं तेरे को दिया, तेरे अभी बेटे को देने का. आई एम सॉरी. तो बोला यार तू ऐसा ही है, मेरे को वापस लक्ष्मी के पास जाना पड़ेगा. मेरे लिए नहीं मैं पूछ रहा हूँ, उसके लिए पूछ रहा हूँ. You know how many times we have done this in our life? We have done this many times in our life. If you are a married person, you will go to God and you will say, can you cure my child please? I am not asking for myself, I am asking for him. और भगवान देख के बोलता है साला चापलूस, पहले खुद के लिए आता था, अभी दूसरे के लिए आता है. अभी क्या इन्फ्लुएंस का लेटर लेके आया तू मेरे पास? ला इधर, मैं कचरे के डब्बे में डालता हूँ. बोला एक काम करना, वो डॉक्टर का पैसा पहला क्लियर करना, बाद में तेरा इन्फ्लुएंस लेटर काम में आएगा. So we have to pay doctor big fees. When somebody is very sick, this is what happened to us. Do you know this? It is always like that. So you need to have 100% faith. The faith is something that gets shaken very, very much often. We do not have faith. And he says the only way of knowing me is by faith. And why are you not revering me? ये क्या जयचंदगिरी, कभी ये पार्टी कभी वो पार्टी, कभी कांग्रेस है कभी बीजेपी कभी जनता पार्टी, ये ऐसा करके नहीं चलता है, मेरे पास ही रखना. You know what happens is, कृष्णा से मेरे को नहीं मिलता है इसीलिए मैं दूसरे के पास जाएगा. लेकिन तेरे को कृष्णा को कुछ देने का ही नहीं है तो तू क्या जाके क्या करेगा? You understand this? No. You see, it is not written that you have to get. And you go and Krishna के सामने खड़े रह के ना बोलते, God, please give me this. Can I get the green card? Can I get the green card? Can I get the green card? And God, Krishna says, green card नहीं, तेरे को मैं yellow card और red card दूंगा, बाहर कर दूंगा. Pink slip नहीं, वो तो green card बोले तो, I don't know whether you've gone for these football games. All the different cards which they, referee shows. तो कार्ड पे कार्ड देके यार तेरे को तो फिर बाद में जाके है ना पेविलियन में बैठना पड़ेगा. ट्विडलिंग योर थम्स. बाकी दूसरा कोई तो भी जाके गोल मार के आएगा. There is too much of rigging in the games, I was told. So anyway, the only way is faith and reverence. Don't try any other stunts over there. If you have faith, if you have reverence, you will find him. Assurance hai. O valiant Arjuna, though delusion is the shape of opposites, such as pleasure and pain, born of desire and hatred, all living creatures in the world are falling a prey to infatuation. This is what I explained to you 2 lines before. See, what does he say? We are swinging, ding ding ding. The swinging 70s करके था पहले. मालूम है? I was watching a movie, small clip yesterday. Yesterday or day before yesterday, I don't know. Day before yesterday. The spy who shagged me, Austin Powers. He goes into 60s and then he goes into 70s. He's got that, car, and he goes into the 60s and he goes into the 70s. The swinging 70s and 60s, by the way. Do you know the music? Do you know when acid rock and all these hard metal and all was born? See, if you follow music, then you will come to know. Acid rock. When everybody was into drugs, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, उसमें जब थे ना तभी ये सब एसिड रॉक ये वो पूरा आ गया. उस टाइम पे groups like Kiss were there. I don't know whether you have heard songs. It seems like far away. No. And nowadays it is Metallica. Okay, Iron Maiden. Have you heard of these groups? Metallica, Iron Maiden and all that. तो ये लोग सब वो एकदम ढिंचैक ग्रुप है. So now it is like that. So it is the 70s, swinging 70s. Now if you were to hear that head banging type of a song, तो तुमको अगर मैंने एकदम सॉफ्ट सॉन्ग लगा के बताया ना तो तुमको हेडेक आएगा. You know that? Yeah, Senthil's son is with him. But Senthil has got remote microphones and all that stuff, no? Without good. अच्छा है तो किधर भी जा सकता है. Wireless. Very shortly you will become hairless. If you're trying to then you have to come to Padma for therapy for getting hair back. Yeah. So coming back to this. So I was talking about music. Why I was talking about music, I will give you an idea. Those who are used to soft song, very, very soft, lilting, yeah, very, very soft, nice music. You put on this head banging stuff to them, they get a headache. And for the guys who are used to it, you've seen these guys with long hair going, yeah, like that, shaking their head, and as if the whole thing is going to knock off from their head. Such type of guys who listen to this, right from hard rock up. So those people, unko hai na, when you rise in the morning sun, उन लोग को नींद आएगा. बोला, when you rise in the morning sun, I sleep in the morning sun. So those people cannot take such music. For them, the soft music is a pain. So that means what? A person swings from this to this. In our life also, when there is too much of love that your wife is giving you, gooey stuff, full of, honey and, sweetness and all, one day you will end up having a diabetes. Okay? And every day she's shrieking at you, eating your head and all that. And you know what? You're going to end up into the loony bin. Why? Because these are two extremes. Krishna is here telling you these words. The delusion in the shape of pair of opposites, the likes and the dislikes. No. He's telling you, why do you need to have likes and dislikes? What reason is there for having the likes and the dislikes? Are you not swinging from left to right to right to left and all that? No, you are not a pendulum clock, tuck, 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 tuck karke ja raha hai. No, you got to center, in the middle. Yes. Why are you saying, oh, I like this? And why are you saying, I hate this? There should be neither like nor hatred. Many a times this same line is misinterpreted. Don't misinterpret the lines. Krishna is very clear in this. He is telling you this. To either udhar swing mat karna. Don't go here and there. Okay. See, some people, they will say, he's such a godly person, such a nice person. He speaks so nicely. Oh yes. Okay, whenever he is around, he just talks about God and God and God. Oh, you mean to say he doesn't talk of Madonna and all those people, is it? No, he only talks of that Madonna, Mother Mary. Oh, that means he's a very gooey person. And the other guy, he is an atheist. God kidhar ka? He is not at all. In his world, he says, I hate. These are two extremities, okay? So does this person who loves the Madonna, that is Mother Mary, loves this other Madonna, half-naked woman? No, he will say, that is blasphemy. This person who is talking this language should be executed. Sorry. What Krishna is saying is, don't swing between this extreme to this extreme. Don't. The guy who is telling you God, 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 God does not see God in the ugliness in this world. Think about it. So does he mean to say that even a Saddam Hussein or, what is that guy, Zero Dark 30? What is in here? Osama bin Laden. Yeah. Right. Does he not find God in Osama? No, I am sorry. There is something wrong over there. Okay. And then on the extremes, these people who are saying jihad and all those things, can they not find God in these good people over here? Both are extremes. No. Krishna is saying center, in the center. Please come in the center. Don't try to say this is good and that is bad. We are least bothered about both these type of people. See me in everything. From this, try to take the good. From this, stay away from the bad. Understand? That is called centering. Good? Understood? So in this verse he says, delusions in the shape of pair of opposites. These are delusions given by me. Okay? They are born of desires. They are born of desires and hatred. Desires on one side, the goodness stuff, and hatred, the badness stuff. All living creatures in this world are falling prey to infatuation. They are infatuated either by this or that. They are taking sides, this side or that side. They are taking both the sides. Okay? But those men of virtuous deeds, whose sins have come to an end, being free from delusions in the shape of pair of opposites, worship me with a firm resolve in every way. We have again come to the same verse where he says, the one who doesn't do swinging here and there. Okay, he neither has liking for acid, metal, rock and all those things, and he doesn't even like soft music. He doesn't say like or dislike to both. He is in the center. He will say, वो भी चलता है, वो भी चलता है, वो नहीं चलता है, वो भी नहीं चलता है. Doesn't matter. सामने आया तो मैं देखूंगा, नहीं तो मेरे को देखने का वहां पे जाके कोई जरूरी नहीं है. मेरे को कोई भी है ना उंगली करके उधर जाने का नहीं है. I don't need to go anywhere. If God wants to bring, my neighbor wants to play loud music and God wants me to listen to that, I have to listen to it. I don't have choice. The choice is I can go in a quiet place. Does not matter. Why should I bother about it? So only those people who have virtuous deeds, whose sins have come to an end. Sins means all karmas have come to an end. Being freed from delusion in the pair of opposites. The previous line I explained. They are not sinning. They worship me with a firm resolve in every way. They are worshipping me. You see, in this line he had said to you earlier, no? Faith and reverence. That line is again repeated. Worship me with faith and reverence. Okay? They will come to me. Now the last line is very big. And this line needs explanation. So let us see. They who having taken refuge in me, we're talking about these same people, na? They are taking refuge in me, strive for deliverance from old age and death, know Brahma, the Absolute, and the whole Adhyatma, and the entire field of karma, as well as the integral being, comprising of Adibhuta, Adidaiva, Adiyati, divinity dwelling in the heart of all beings as their witness, and they who possess of a steadfast mind, know thus, even at the hour of death, they too know me alone. Now I am going to explain only half of the verse in this. The balance half of the verse called Adibhuta, Adidaiva and Adiyagya I am going to take tomorrow. But the remaining line I will explain in details tomorrow. Alright? So, because these are important topics, you should know them. The one who has taken refuge in me. Now there is this person who has completely surrendered to me. So now here he is saying surrender. The word is called surrender. So he has completely surrendered in me, strives for deliverance from old age and death. The one who has become devoid of trying to find the next life. There is nothing called a next life for him. There is no birth, there is no death for such a type of person. That means he has reached the state of the self. Such a person knows the Brahma. Brahma, unmanifest divinity, I told you. So he knows the first one called unmanifest divinity, and the whole the things that are connecting the Supreme to the individual soul. What is this? There is no such thing as individual soul. I have explained to you. It's a conception. It's a concept called a jiva. If you remember, we have done this way back in the past. The person knows what is this Supreme, what is this individual consciousness also. So the Supreme Consciousness and the individual consciousness and the formation of the jiva with all the Panchabhutas and all, he knows this entire thing. That is Adhyatma. Knowing this whole gadbad that has happened all over the path. What does he know? that the Panchabhutas are going back to the Panchabhutas. They are created things from the material world. Is it going, Bhav sir? Nod like this, like this. Yes, that is the reason why I said this verse needs explanation. Which verse? So you will need explanation. So we will do it tomorrow. So because bounce जाएगा तो फिर खेलेगा कैसा गावस्कर? सब ऊपर से जा रहा है डबा 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 डबा. So better. But I will just give a summarization of this. So he has taken refuge in me. This much you understood. मेरी शरण में आ गए. तो शरण में आ गए. शरण्या के पास मत जाना, शरण में जाना. किसकी दोस्त है शरण्या? हाँ, पढ़ना. अच्छा अच्छा, उधर से शायद मैंने नाम देखा हुआ. So take my refuge. Buddha always says take refuge in what? बुद्धम शरणम गच्छामि, संघम शरणम गच्छामि. आगे क्या बोलता है? Yes. So he says take sharan in this. Sharan means come to the refuge. Refuge. Surrender to this. बुद्धा, फिर उसके बाद संघ, फिर उसके बाद धर्म. ये तीन चीज में सरेंडर करते हैं हम लोग. ये सब तीन चीज में सरेंडर करते. तो यहाँ पे कृष्णा बोलता है यू सरेंडर टू मी. ये सब इसके पीछे उसके पीछे जाने का नहीं. कोई संगा बिंगा गया तेल लगाने को नहीं. ऑल संगा इन चार्ज हूं. समझा? The difference between this and any other religion is this. I am in everything. Where are you trying to surrender? Okay. So तेरा ये चालू है माइक्रोफोन. So surrender to me. Seeking from deliverance from old age and death. That is basically when you have reached the state of the self, there is nothing like, you are no longer valid. Your validity is over and next is expiring. So you will know Brahma. Brahma means unmanifest. We discussed about this. Okay. And the whole of Adhyatma. Adhyatma, I just explained. What was that? The manifest divinity, the unmanifest divinity, the second unmanifest, everything. How the super soul, how the divine consciousness percolates down to the level of the jiva. Okay. Percolation. We had done the chart of percolation in the previous. So that is what happens. So he has done all those things. That is called Adhyatma. And the entire field of karma, that is action. See, in karma, there are a number of things which we have not touched on. Someday I will touch on that. If they come in the path, we will do it. But if they don't, I will take a separate session on karma. 2-3 sessions, because karma can't be explained in one shot. Alright. As well as integral being, comprising. Now these are the three words. Adi Bhuta, Adi Deva, Adi Yagya. Okay. I am going to take this at a separate point in time. Tomorrow maybe. Dwelling in the heart of what? And they who possessed of steadfast mind. Steadfast mind? Mind is not going ding, 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 ding. Mind is not gone for playing football or cricket. It is there with you. Steady in one place, sitting down. Such a type of a person, even in the hour of death, they too know me alone. Only during the time of death, नहीं. Always you should know him. Alone only. Alone बोलेगा तो उसके साथ double कोई भी नहीं होना चाहिए. Single hero, one heroine only. He is the hero, he is the heroine, he is everything. Director, music director, everything is him only. He makes Resamiya. Everything in one. So, thus in the Upanishad sung by the Lord, the science of Brahma, I have left those three words. I'm going to explain to them tomorrow. Thus in the Upanishad sung by the Lord, the science of Brahma, the scriptures of yoga, the dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna in the 7th chapter entitled the Yoga of Jnana and Vijnana. Okay, so we end over here with the balance, the 3-word explanation is Nale, tomorrow.
That's the start of the next
Okay.
chapter.
What happened?
No, the 3 words are the starting point of the next chapter. Look,
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Very good.
what is that?
No, Brito is going. Brito wants to know the future. Yes, these 3 words are important because they have not been, we don't know the real meaning of this word. So we'll try to understand what it actually means. So that is the reason why I jumped those words so that we can see them next. Ending the chapter. So next, when we open the next chapter, we are going to be again inundated with those 3 words, and you wonder, ये तो बहुत problem वाला है. कल ही bounce जा रहा था, आज क्या होने वाला है मालूम नहीं. Don't worry, it will be fine. All right. So do you have any questions?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes.
You said see him in everything.
Yeah.
When you see him in everything, how will discrimination play a part? You say discriminate because all this is unreal. Only he is real. Then isn't it contradictory that you see him?
There are steps. 2 things. Step is dispassion, detachment, discrimination. That is the starting point. When we come to this point is when you become a yogi. See, I was telling you about how do you see him in everything. We are talking about the best of the man in wisdom. He is established in the identity with me and possessed of exclusive devotion. For then he says of such a man, he sees me in everything. We are talking about this man.
This is possible only by a yogi.
Yeah, that 0.00001% of the person. And our job is to be going over there, no? End of the day, we have to always look at the extremities. अपने को उधर तक जाने का है. That is why I have not given them in any percent. Because if you see in the life of pi, you can give the value of pi in such a large quantity you cannot even imagine. Yeah, it is good when you are floating on the sea with nobody around in the ocean, and then you can keep on recounting the value of pi to yourself. क्योंकि पागल होने से पाए कर सकते हो. ठीक है? So is there any questions? No questions. Okay, then I shall take your leave.